So World War II fictional stories seem to be the ones that resonate with me the most, and it's a genre that I really enjoy reading. And I have a review for another book for you guys, and this one is a middle grade book. Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing a review of The Dollmaker of Krakow by R.M. Romero. The Dollmaker of Krakow is a middle-grade historical fiction set during Nazi-occupied Poland. This follows the story of a dollmaker who has survived the First World War, and he discovers he has this ability of bringing things to life. And he unknowingly brings this beautiful doll, Karolina, to life, and they form this beautiful connection and friendship that just enriches this poor man's life. In this story, the dollmaker also makes friends with a single Jewish father and his daughter. They start to create this great friendship between the four of them, and it's just a beautiful story during a horrific time period. I loved the way that the author used a magical element like the innocence and beauty of a doll and bringing that into this horrific period of time and having this really beautiful magical way of telling and continuing the story of the people of Poland. There's a lot of magical elements to this story, so it goes into a little bit more than just the historical elements. There is a Nazi German soldier who is interested into more of the magical elements as to like what was going on for the World War. So there's some more magical elements in the story than is just in the historical setting. There's also some flashbacks to the land of the dolls in Karolina's home country and some of their problems that they are having in that land as well as in our world. I really enjoyed this story overall. Like I said, it was just this beautiful way of taking something innocent and beautiful like a doll and using this magical innocence and telling a story that is not beautiful and passing this on to younger generations. Overall, I gave this story a 5-star rating. My only complaint for this was the audiobook narrator's accents were very thick for some of these characters. You have the thick Polish, German, and Yiddish accents. The one German character, the Nazi soldier, half the time I could not understand what he was saying through the thick accent the narrator was giving him, but that was really the only complaint I had for the story. It is beautifully well written. It is appropriate for middle grade. For any of the World War II books, though, I do give a content warning for this, and this is no different. There is some brutal violence towards not only the people, but also to Karolina and some of the dolls that can be a little frightening for younger readers. So I just would give a heads up for violence, of course. And of course, it does not have the happiest of endings. It has a very bittersweet ending. It has a lot of those events that happened to the Polish and to the Jewish people of Poland. It's also got a very strong magical element to it. So if you're not a fan of magic, this does have that strong magical element of the two different types of creating something beautiful and creating something horrible. So there's that creating beauty out of something, and then there's creating something to destroy and to bring fear. This book was beautifully written, and it literally had me bawling by the end of the story. I was crying just at the ending. As I said, it was very bittersweet, but it had that way of telling the story without actually telling you what was happening to the character, but you knew what happened to the characters, so you knew that it wasn't a happy ending for some of these characters. So it was just a very emotional ending for me. It was an emotional ride. You're feeling joy, you're feeling happiness, you're feeling anticipation and fear, and then just all of these emotions as you're reading the story. As I said, it is a middle grade book. I would maybe read it with the younger end of the middle grade. Maybe read it with your kids and enjoy the story together. Some of the content can get a little brutal, but for older middle grade into young adult, I think this is very appropriate. It's a very beautiful story, and I highly recommend it. So that is my review of The Dollmaker of Krakow. If you guys have any questions whatsoever about any of the books I mentioned in my reviews, I will do my best to answer those. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!